Hello, so let's talk about the homework 7. We will talk about the past paper. So for the first one, this question, it asks you what is the product of the roots. So for the product is C over A. And now C is -5 over A is 2. So this is the answer, okay, just the product of root. And it said that one of the roots is 5. So what is the other root and the value of k? So for this question, you need to put x as 5 first. Or you can find another root, you can let another root as x. So x times 5 equals -5 over 2 because product of root, and then you can see x is -1 over 2. So other roots are -1 over 2. So what is the value of k? You can put x as 5 to find out the value of k. So 2 times 5 square plus 5k minus 5 equals 0. And 5k here is 45 equals 0. So k equals -9. So that's the answer. Then we move to one at this question. Okay, 1981年 question 2. And it said that the quadratic equation whose roots are 2 plus 3i, another root is 2 minus 3i. So do you still remember when we form a quadratic equation, we have x squared minus sum of root x plus product of root equals 0. Then we set up the equation. First of all, you need to find the sum of root. So 2 plus 3i plus 2 minus 3i. We got 4. And the product of root is 2 plus 3i times 2 minus 3i. So 2 squared minus 3i all squared. So 4 minus, this will be 3 squared is 9. I squared. Then I squared is -1. So we have 4 plus 9 equals 13. That means the equation, okay, you do this at the beginning, and then x squared minus, okay, the sum of root is 4x plus the product of root 13. So the required equation is this one, x squared minus 4x plus 13 equals 0. That's it. And then we will talk about this one. 1982, okay, question 1. So you need to change this into a form a plus bi. That means you need to multiply both the denominator and the numerator 分子分母 by a conjugate 1 plus 3i here, and then you will have 2 plus i times 1 plus 3i, and this one you get 1 squared minus 3i squared. Okay, this is a rainbow and diving. So 2 plus 6i plus I plus 3i squared over 1 minus 9i squared. And then this one will become 10. And for the top, this is I squared, so -1. So 2 minus 3 is -1. And 6i plus I is 7i. And then finally, you need to separate the real part and the imaginary part. So -1 over 10 plus 7 over 10i. So that's the answer. And then you need to do page 5. Okay, question 5, and this is question 4. Okay, you need to do these two questions. Okay, A, you need to find alpha square plus beta square, and this one you need to find the sum of root. Sum of root is -b over a. So it should be 4 over k. And the product of root is 2k over k, because c over a, so c is 2k, a is k, so this is 2. Okay, the product of root is 2. The sum of root is k 4 over k. So for this one, I have told you to memorize this. Okay, alpha square plus beta square, which is equals to alpha plus beta all square minus 2 alpha beta. And this one is 4 over k all square minus 2 times 2. So 16 over k square minus 4. This is the answer. And then for B, alpha over beta plus beta over alpha. This you need to make the denominator the same, 即係通分母啦。通分母 and then that means this beta you multiply by alpha and this alpha you multiply by beta. So you have the common denominator. So alpha beta, and this one is alpha square plus beta square. And this one you have calculated in part A. So you can use it directly. 16 over k square minus 4 over this is 2. But we cannot write as this one. You need to simplify. So 16 over k square minus 4. Actually, this is divided by 2. You can write like this. But for fraction, divide by 2, you can change it as multiply. 除就變成 OK。And then this is become 1 over 2. 分子分母對調啦，將個2即係除變成啦，就變成1 over 2啦。And then this 1 over 2 you multiply inside, so this become 8 over k square minus 2. So that's the answer for this. And then we check, okay, question number, okay, 1988, question 4. Okay, this one, okay, similar question will be appeared in DSE. So please pay attention. You can see equal roots. For equal roots, that means delta equals 0. So this one you must very be careful. If delta is greater than 0, you have two unequal or distinct real roots. If delta equals 0, it should have one root. If delta is less than 0, it should be no real root. This time our delta is equals to 0. So negative k plus 1 all square, that means b squared, this is b, minus 4. A is 9, okay, C is 1, okay, equals 0, like this. And then because this is negative, if you have a square, all square, that means this negative will become positive. That means k plus 1 all square minus 36 equals 0. And then this one you need to expand. That means k squared plus 2k plus 1 minus 36 equals 0. K squared plus 2k minus 35 equals 0. Therefore, k is equals to 5 or k is equals to negative 7. This you use the formula 0, 1, you can get the answer. And then you can find out A. How about B? For part B, if k is negative, that means k equals negative 7. You need to solve this quadratic equation. So q 9x squared minus negative 7 plus 1x plus 1 equals 0. So 9x squared negative, this is negative 6x plus 1 equals 0. So 9x squared plus 6x plus 1 equals 0. And finally, you also use the formula 0, 1 to get your value. That should be negative 1 over 3. And this answer should be repeated because you have equal roots. Okay, if you find the 2x, they are not the same. That means your calculation for k is wrong. So the two answers should be the same, negative 1 over 3. Okay, and then we turn to page 6. Okay, 90 and 92. Okay, we do these two questions. And for this 90, Okay, you can see the midpoint is negative 2, 0, and you have two roots for this graph. That means the x-intercept. The first one is alpha 0, another is beta 0. Okay, the two roots for x should be alpha and beta. You have the sum of roots alpha plus beta equals negative p over 1, because negative p over a is the sum of root. Okay, you get the sum of root here. So how you get the value of p? Actually, this is the midpoint. So do you still remember if we have 2 points? Okay, this you learn in Form 3. If you have a midpoint, how you find the coordinate for this M？ 如果有終點，你點樣揾兩點之間嘅終點啊？咁個 coordinate 就係 x1 plus x2 over 2. Okay, for y coordinate, y1 plus y2 over 2. That means alpha plus beta over 2 equals negative 2, right? Because M is the midpoint of alpha and beta. So you add them together, divide by 2. It should be negative 2. Okay, for x, you can say for y. For y is 0 plus 0 over 2. So equals 0. So this is meaningless. Okay, you no need to consider y. So you consider x. Alpha plus beta, you know that it is negative p because sum of root. So negative p over 2 equals negative 2. That means p equals 4 because the negative sign you cancel. And then you get p equals 4. So how about q? Because we have this one. Alpha square, okay, this is a part, plus beta square equals 26. Do you still remember alpha square plus beta square? This is equals to alpha plus beta all square minus 2 alpha beta. I have asked you to remember this. You have sum of root. Sum of root is negative p. Because p is 4, you put back 4. So the sum of root is negative 4. Okay, so negative 4 square minus 2 alpha beta. And then it is equals to 26. Okay, it is given by the question. So this is 16. 16 minus 2 alpha beta is 26. Negative 2 times alpha beta equals to 10. Alpha beta equals negative 5. Okay, you find the product of root. It is negative 5. So how we find out q? Actually, q, okay, for product of root, we have c over a. Because this time c is q. So we have q over 1. Q is the product of root. That means this is, we substitute alpha times beta with q because q is the product of root. So q equals negative 5. That's it. And then for question number 92, this one, okay, we need to find out the range of k. Actually, the root has two distinct real roots. That means two unequal real roots. So the delta is greater than 0. And then we have b squared minus 4ac, okay, greater than 0. And this one we have 4k squared. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Okay, we send like this, greater than 0. Okay, this one, okay, some of you may not know how to do. I just help you. This one, okay, you use the formula 0, 1. You will get two roots. One is negative 2, another is 3, right? But you cannot write down like this. No, okay, because this method, okay, may be new to you. This will learn in Form 5, so don't worry. Okay, for this one, you have a graph, okay, for 4k squared minus 4k minus 2, 24. You just treat it at equal 0. Okay, just like a parabola, you know that this is open upwards, and the two roots is negative 2 and 3. Because we want the delta is greater than 0, so we consider the graph on the top. And then for this value of k, it should be make this graph, that means the y greater than 0. So k is less than -2 or k is greater than 3. Because this one, okay, you can skip this part because this is you have not learned. So for question page 10, and then we go to page 10. Okay, this one. Okay, you need to do this right. Okay, so you need to find out the sum of wood and the product of wood for these two answers, for these two roots. So for the sum of wood is -b/a, so -7/2, so 7/2. For the product of wood is c/a, that means 4/2, which is 2. Okay, you finish A, and then B. Okay, you need to form a quadratic equation whose roots are alpha plus beta and beta plus alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2. So you need to form a new quadratic equation. You need to find the sum of root and the product of root for this new quadratic equation. So alpha plus 2 plus beta plus 2. So alpha plus beta is -7/2 plus 4. 15/2. Okay, 15/2. And then for the product of root is alpha plus 2 times beta plus 2. Okay, you have a rainbow and diving. Okay, 彩虹潛水. So alpha beta plus 2 alpha plus 2 beta plus 4. Alpha beta is 2. Okay, this one, okay, 2 alpha plus 2 beta. That means 2 times alpha plus beta. You add alpha plus beta for 2 times， 即係其實呢個你諗下，即係 alpha 加 alpha 加 beta 加 beta， 咁即係話呢個加咧加咗2次，所以你將2乘2個心 ，OK， 再加翻4 ，and then this one is 4/2， 7/2，OK，and then you get 2 plus 7 plus 4, and then 13, okay, now at 13. So the new quadratic equation is x squared minus sum of root x plus product of root equals 0. And be careful, this one you have a 2 for denominator, so you need to multiply both sides with 2 to cancel this. So 2x squared minus 15x plus 26 equals 0. So that's the answer. Okay, so let's move to page 11. Okay, this one. Okay, page 11. Okay, this one, 2007. So for this one, you have x squared plus 14x plus k. Okay, for this one has no real roots. For no real roots, that means, okay, delta is less than 0. So we have b squared minus 4ac, okay, less than 0. So 196 minus 4k less than 0. So -4k less than -196. So you divide the -4 to the right hand side， 我哋除個-4過去啦。And then this less than you need to change to greater than. Okay, 196/4 is 49. So we get the answer. Okay, for 2020. For this one, okay, this is some new type of questions which have not been asked in DSE before. So please pay attention. Okay, for this one, px, actually, if px, we have this function, okay, this is function, that means this is px is the name for this polynomial, so you can replace this px with 4x squared plus 12x plus c equals 0. Each have equal roots, that means delta equals 0. Therefore, 12 squared minus 4ac equals 0. So 144 minus 16c equals 0. Okay, finally you get c equals 9. And then this is for part A. For part B, we want you to find out the x-intercepts of the graph when y equals px minus 169. So because you need to find the x-intercept, okay, x-intercept like this. That means it cuts the x-axis and the y-coordinate is 0. So you put y equals 0. And then you get, okay, you substitute px as this. 4x squared plus 12x plus 9 minus 169 equals 0. So 4x squared plus 12x minus 169 equals 0. And then you use formula 01 to get your answer. You will get x equals -8 or x equals 5. Therefore, the x-intercepts, okay, you need to answer, okay, are -8 and 5. So that's the end.